Welcome back, Bepro Network Bulls. Today, we're going to take a look at one of the aspects of the Bepro Network ecosystem that I believe puts them miles ahead of the competition and is vital to the success of Bepro Network going forward in the future to ensure that we have a project that is as scalable as possible. You can tell that the company behind Bepro Network, LayerX, is a really forward-thinking company because they have laid down the foundational structure to onboard the already established Web 2 ecosystem of companies and being able to onboard them into the Web 3 ecosystem using all the features of blockchain without gatekeeping them from the blockchain ecosystem by forcing them to have to know endless information about blockchain Web 3 projects in order to harness the power of blockchain technology as a whole. The technology stack that LayerX has put together with Bepro Network, DappKit and TAIKAI streamlines the onboarding process of already established companies into the blockchain space. We're going to look how each of these products complement one another, with some projects being more suited to pooling talent from Web 3 or Web 2 companies, and how once you've been involved with one of the products within the technology stack, they funnel you into the other aspects of the LayerX technology stack, being Bepro Network, DappKit and TAIKAI. So, in this video, we're going to look at it from the perspective of an already established Web 2 based company or organization. So, we've got the three products within the technology stack, so are all embedded within one another. The most immediate and familiar product within the LayerX ecosystem that more traditional companies will be open to using will be TAIKAI, which is the hackathon project of the LayerX technology stack. Hackathons and hiring challenges are already a very established form of event used by traditional companies in order to boost the productivity within their company or to solve a problem that they are having within the organization as a whole. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, has TAIKAI had any experience with already established web-based companies? Well, of course they have. In the past, they have had clients that include Microsoft, TikTok, Nissan, the European Commission, Hilti, and Nordisk Innovation. These are some of the biggest already established enterprises and organizations within the traditional company spaces. So there is an obvious demand for the TAIKAI product itself, and this leads to the perfect opportunity to expose the other products within the LayerX ecosystem to these gigantic enterprises and corporations. These companies that have already established forms of software, there is a very, very high chance that their products will be built using language forms like JavaScript and TypeScript. Now, the product DappKit essentially sits on top of already established products written in these code languages without any sort of blockchain code needed to be embedded into the software itself. It can be very daunting for already established traditional companies to want to embed certain blockchain features into their code because one, it can be quite difficult to find developers that are familiar with blockchain-based code, and two, the languages that these blockchain features have been coded in, more than likely not coded in the same language that their already established product has been written in. For example, Ethereum is coded on Solidity. Now, the DappKit already comes with a wide array of features that gets auto-translated from Solidity into JavaScript and TypeScript. So there are already many different functionalities that these traditional companies can take advantage of using the DappKit with very little coding knowledge needed at all. So if they already have any relations built with traditional developers, these developers will be able to use the DappKit without any prior knowledge of blockchain coding whatsoever, including being able to launch NFT functionalities within the product. They will be able to launch their own personalized crypto tokens for their organization, whether that be to be traded on the open market or to be used within the software itself as a form of social token or used for certain gamification techniques within their application. They also be able to integrate blockchain-based wallet compatibility within their product. So if they do want to transition their piece of software into a blockchain-based software, then this is very easy to do with the DappKit. There are also many other different features found on this DappKit, but I'll let you discover them for yourselves on the actual DappKit website. Now, the thing about the DappKit is that it's free to use. However, this is where the funneling from TAIKAI into DappKit into Bepro Network occurs. Because if these traditional companies like using the DappKit and see just how easy it is for them to transition their already written and established software they use within their own company into a blockchain-based form of software using the DappKit, then, if they would like any new features to be added to the DappKit, so they don't have to include any blockchain-based form of coding into their software, so it's fully compatible using JavaScript and TypeScript, they can post a bounty on the Bepro Network development app to add this feature to the DappKit. It can be completed by all of the very talented blockchain-based developers within the wider world using our platform. It can be completed and can be embedded using the translator tool of DappKit into their product. And I'm sure you can make the connection of how getting them to use a very simple functionality within the Bepro Network development app starts to get their in-house team familiar with blockchain-based protocols and more accepting of using this technology for their benefit. So if these companies see just how powerful the Bepro Network Bounty Protocol is in order to get features developed for the DappKit, once they find out that the Bepro Network Protocol has a functionality where they can launch their own white-labeled form of our protocol for their own uses with their own branding, specifically for their own products, hopefully this is where the funneling from the other products within the LayerX technology stack comes into play for token utility for Bepro Network, as they will see the value in launching their own white-labeled bounty network for their own products. And as we covered in my last video, just because you use a blockchain-based protocol to develop an app doesn't mean the application itself needs to be blockchain-based at all. You can still fund and launch bounties for the development of non-blockchain based applications. So these already established software that these companies are using in conjunction with the DappKit in order to start using some of these blockchain based functionalities, they can host their own bounty network through the Bepro Network protocol using the white label framework. This is then obviously locking up more of the supply of the Bepro token, in turn raising the token price and market cap of the Bepro token itself. It's really important that as an investor into the Bepro token, you understand just how powerful all of these tools are in conjunction with one another and how LayerX have positioned themselves for future growth and scalability within the wider ecosystem of software-based companies, organizations, and DAOs. And as we covered on the channel recently, the Bepro token and the Bepro protocol is multi-chain. The DappKit also has full interoperability with any Ethereum virtual machine. So any of these companies looking to get involved within the Web3 space have a full customizable technology stack for their own benefit, whether that be their white labeled protocol on any Ethereum virtual machine of choice, or using the DappKit's functionality to connect to any Ethereum virtual machine with only 3 lines of code. It's all about scalability and streamlining the onboarding process into the LayerX technology stack. The more products and organizations use the other products within the LayerX technology stack, the more opportunities there are for these products and organizations to be exposed to the power of the Bepro Network protocol and just how powerful open sourcing the development of your products can be to the wider world, and just how much money and time these organizations can save when developing their applications. LayerX is bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 and making it as easy as possible for anyone to get involved. Never has it been this easy to take your already written and established software and embed and harness the power of blockchain technology in the blink of an eye. So, to give you an example of how a scenario like this could play out, if Twitter wanted to transition into a blockchain-based social media platform by using the transparency of a blockchain as a ledger for the social media platform, then they could transition their already written software for the Twitter application into a blockchain-based application by using the DappKit, by implementing certain features like connecting it to an EVM blockchain or the wallet integration functionality. And then they could use a white-labeled version of the Bepro Network protocol, customizing it to exactly how they'd like to, including the Twitter logos, the Twitter colors, and listing the Twitter repositories on the white label so developers and community members could propose changes to the code. They would be able to either launch their own custom token for Twitter or more than likely use Dogecoin, because we all know Elon loves Dogecoin. They could use Dogecoin as the token needed in order to interact with the Bounty Network to implement new features or make changes to Twitter itself, or just use the Bepro Network protocol itself to add new features to the DappKit for their use within the Twitter software application itself. I hope you've enjoyed this little look into the feedback loop that is the LayerX technology stack and how each of these products are able to source different opportunities from every aspect of the software world, whether that be TAIKAI for the traditional space, Bepro Network for the blockchain space, or DappKit to bridge these two worlds together. If you have any questions about the things that we've covered in this video, or even any questions in relation to Bepro Network at all, don't hesitate, don't be shy, leave them in the comments. If there's any aspect about Bepro Network or LayerX as a whole that you'd like me to cover in any future video, please do also leave them in the comments. If you're an investor in Bepro Network or looking to invest in the Bepro token itself, I encourage you to follow the channel because you'll find no better educational material than right here on this channel, and it's important that you know all the different aspects that come into play in regards to the growth of the Bepro token and the Bepro Network ecosystem as a whole. And with that, I'll see you in the next one, Bepro Bulls.